Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, global people. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk on this Tuesday, the 7th of April 2020. Welcome along to our little show today, gang. A bright, happy spring day. Well, I say happy. It's a bright spring day. The sun is out. The clouds, the sky, I was going to say the clouds are skyless. The sky is cloudless and it looks a lovely day, but it's not, is it really? You know, I can't believe the Prime Minister has gone to intensive care. Oh, so upset about that last night when it came on the news. Really upset me. Lots of stories going around, of course. Doctors took apparently one look at Boris on one of those Zoom video doctor type things. You know, lots of us can do this now, can't you? You don't actually always have to go to the doctor. And I must say, when they started doing it, we don't have that here at the moment, but I gather other people do it. And you can now sign up. I don't know if you know this. You can actually sign up with a doctor. Where's it gone now? There it is. I don't know why I need this. I don't need this. You can actually sign up with a doctor now, like an app. I can't remember what they're called now. You've got various apps, and certain doctors are signed up to them, and you can have a consultation with a doctor. I mean, I don't quite know how it works, really, and sort of the doctor. Oh, hello, doctor. How are you today? Now, I know there are private ones that can do this. So for an amount of money, you can have like a consultation with a doctor in minutes, literally. You know, you open your app, I'd like to see a doctor now, please. And immediately they're there and you have your consultation and you pay your money and that's it. So like a private thing. I don't know if the NHS have rolled out many of these yet. Perhaps one or two of you people will know there. Thanks very much for your messages coming through there. I'll come to those in a moment, boys and girls. But I kind of wonder how it works, Oh, hello, doctor. I've got a bit of a sore throat. Oh, okay. Could you poke your tongue out, please? It'd go like that, wouldn't you? Okay, well, could you get a little bit closer? We need to look at the back of your throat. Just move the camera a little bit over to the right, please. No, just slightly over to the left now. And up a bit. It's a bit like being on that old game show, The Golden Shot, isn't it? You remember that? People used to ring in and they'd have this like control thing. And basically, the Golden Shot game was that someone had a joystick, okay? Now, usually these people were in the studio doing it. This is way back in the 70s and 60s, this is. I had a joystick, and attached to this joystick was a gun. Literally. Oh, no, not a gun. A crossbow. Very dangerous. You don't want to be using a crossbow unless you absolutely have to. And if you ever see someone pointing one at you, get out of the way rapidly, okay? So I got this crossbow. This bloke used to come along called Bernie. He'd put a bolt in this crossbow thing and then pull back the string from what I remember. But actually, I don't know if the string was already pulled back, but never mind. He'd put the bolt in and then you'd move your joystick up and down like that and point it towards this target on the wall where you could win masses of money. I say masses of money. The jackpot in those days was 50 quid. And that was the end game. But for the end game, okay, you went into this little box and someone rang you on this golden telephone. So you went into this little box, someone rings you on the phone, a member of the family, I don't know, your other half, your mum or dad or someone like that. And you would be blindfold. You'd have a blindfold on. And, I mean, a lot of my friends go to these nightclubs that you wear blindfolds. Isn't that odd? Why would you want to wear a blindfold in a nightclub? I mean, you wouldn't know who was trying to get off with you, would you? Mind you, some of them are so ugly, perhaps that's the best thing to do. So you got this blindfold on, and the person at the other end of the phone is saying up a bit, and you move your little joystick forward. Left a bit, you move your joystick, and so on. Right a bit, up a little bit more, just a little bit more, and they'd go too far. No, down a little bit, and this would all be time sensitive. So I don't know how long you'd have, 30 seconds perhaps to do something like this, whatever it was. Okay. And then they'd get to the position where they thought in a little hole that the camera was looking through was looking straight at the target. And they'd say, fire. and they'd push this button, and my God, you wouldn't want to be you'd be dead if you were in the way of that bolt. And this thing used to fly out the crossbow into the target. There were a couple of occasions on that programme, and I remember them, where for some reason, at a random time, a bolt used to fly out of the crossbow across the blooming audience. Wouldn't be allowed now. You wouldn't be allowed to do that now. Oh, health and safety. Oh, no, we can't play that game. Far too dangerous. Far too dangerous. Wouldn't be allowed to play it now, I suppose. But, you know, if there was any game show that I would want brought back, it would be The Golden Shot. This is your golden day. Everything's going your way. A shooting star. That was a theme song. I only used that particular theme song for a short period of time. Then they went back to this other one with no words. So that was The Golden Shot. Now, I wonder, is it like when you ring your private doctor on the phone, and as I say, I don't know if the NHS are doing this, perhaps you'll tell me if they are or not, is it like that where you've got to move the camera? Now, we were talking there about a sore throat, of course, you know, you're holding it at your mouth, but what about if you've got something else wrong? Maybe a bunion on your feet or something like that, you know, I mean, would you have to then get your foot? Now, where are bunions? Oh, well, I'm sorry about that noise, that's the sun setting off my video alarm. You know, if you've got a bunion, how would that work? Now, let me just get into the position for this. So, you kind of got your foot there. Now, I think, is it ankles bunions? I'm not quite sure where you would get a bunion. I'm not old. I know you probably won't believe me when I tell you this. But is it like on your ankle, or do bunions come anywhere else on your foot? I'm not quite sure. My nan used to have them, Nanny Hayes. Or she's got to go and see the chiropodist and get her bunions done. I don't know what they used to do to them. Do they cut them off or something? Do they cut bunions off your feet? You know, and you go, okay, could you just show me your foot then? And you'd have to have your foot on the table like that, wouldn't you? Right? And then get the camera and sort of angle it in a way that the doctor can now see your bunion. Eh? Is that a thing? Is that how it works? But what if you've got something else, you know, perhaps, and, you know, one or two of you probably over the years, and I don't like to usually talk about this sort of thing on a show like this, but we're all adults here. What if it's like one of those ghastly STIs? You know, one of those sexually transmitted diseases. What if it's one of those? Yes, you ring up the doctor. Oh, hello, doctor. Yes, I've got something's leaking out. Something's leaking out. Oh, okay. You want to have a look? Right, okay. And then you sort of get up like that and, you know, with the camera, you're kind of pointing it down at your bits and pieces, aren't you? Is that how that works? How awful. I suppose that removes the element of embarrassment, though, doesn't it? You know, if you can't actually, if the other person is not actually in front of you, poking around on your bits and pieces, either end, then there's not so much embarrassment, is there? Anyway, we do hope Boris gets better soon. This doctor apparently took one look at Boris on this Zoom app, which obviously his private doctor's got, and he sent him straight to hospital as soon as he saw him. And we've been watching Boris over the last couple of weeks now, and he's been on, and he looked particularly ill when he came out the door, I must say, last Thursday to clap for the people at the NHS. Did you notice that too? He looked really rough, and yet he still puts on the shirt, the jacket, the tie. What a trooper. What a trooper. There are too many people out there that, I've got a cut finger, I can't go to work. Oh, my hand, I've got a cut finger, I can't go to work. Not him. He carries on. And I know there's many, many of you who are watching this show today who would be the same as him. You would carry on. I have to be really, really ill to take time off work. I've always been like that. My father was like that, and I think that's where I got it from. And my mother as well. Oh, I've got a sore throat. Are you not going to work? Yes, I'm going to work. Of course I'm going to work. These pathetic people who can't get out of bed. Oh, I've got a cut. Oh, I've got a sore eye today. I can't go in. It's a bit itchy. I best not go to work. Ah, ridiculous people. Snowflakes, darling. Snowflakes. Anyway, so that's Boris there. Sadly, unfortunately, once again, the worst in people are coming out there on the Facebook, and even worse than that on the Twitter. Vile, absolutely vile, disgusting, hard left people who are saying, oh, well, you know, pointing out all the negatives, all the bad things that that they think that he's done, and basically wishing him dead. Seriously, are you for real? Just awful, ghastly, nasty people. And there just seems to be more and more of them. They're on the Facebook, but the worst lot are on Twitter. Nasty, nasty, disgusting individuals. You know, and I don't ignore them anymore. Not on the Twitter. I reply to their ridiculous, nasty comments in the same sort of language that they've used to put them on there in the first place. And I think there's more and more people, and you've got to do the same. I think you should be doing the same. Too long of the silent majority sat there and listens to these vile pieces of scum that are out there in the world. Don't you think? Awful people. We sometimes get a little troll or two on here. You know, they're sad little things sitting in their bedrooms on their own, tapping away. Horrible. But I mean, there's criticism and there's downright nastiness, and these people are awful. In fact, Piers Morgan this morning, as reported in The Sun, Piers Morgan ripped into twisted Twitter trolls. And I'm not a fan of Twitter, I must say. It's very raw on there. He ripped into twisted Twitter trolls attacking Boris Johnson while the PM battles coronavirus in intensive care. And then it goes on to the story, of course, that he was admitted into the hospital on the Sunday. The good news, of course, is that he's not on a ventilator. Okay, so it's not... It's serious, but not serious, if you see what I mean. When the ventilator goes on, I think that's probably, well, you know, he's going to die unless he goes on that. So he's not on that. Not yet. So fingers crossed for that. He says, in The Sun, some sickos took the opportunity to leave vile posts saying, hope he dies. It would be funny. These are the same people that held Margaret Thatcher death parties. Awful people. You know, there are many of you, I'm sure some on here now, that did not like Margaret Thatcher. Okay, I get that. But to go on there and have parties because someone's dead, don't get it. And then you got that Stormzy doing his lyric. Oh, I mean, what is he? Can't even sing properly, dear. Can't sing, so he has to talk through his songs. Anyway, that's the news there, and I wish I had good news. The weather is good news. It says millions of Brits could face hay fever hell, unfortunately. So if the virus doesn't get you, the hay fever will. I must say, I've been using this quite a lot. For about 2 months now, I seem to be using this quite a lot. 5-6 times a day, maybe, you know, so I don't know why that is. I kind of want to ring up the doctor, but he might say, oh, you'll have to come in. Oh, no, I don't think so, mate. No, I'll just suffer then. I'll just keep ordering the things. You do not want to go to a doctor's or a hospital now. What things are flying around in there, I don't know. Anyway, it says here, highs of 23 degrees centigrade are expected today, with spring pollen levels set to be at their highest records since records began in 1951. I wonder why that is then. Why is this why is it higher than it ever has been? It says tree pollen levels will hit hard this week for all of Britain except Scotland and the far north of England, with the worst to come after Easter, and grass pollen will really kick off in May. I don't know why so much, but the NHS suggests wearing wraparound sunglasses. I haven't got any of those, have you? Changing your clothes and showering. Well, that goes to a few of you watching the show now. Have any of you showered this morning? You know, if I was Frank Sinatra in a concert and you didn't turn up spick and span, you wouldn't get in, dear. I think we might have to start doing this show like that a bit, actually. I'll have to go, if you could send your photos first so that I can look at them before I decide whether or not I allow you to watch this worldwide famous programme. Huh? So watch out for the pollen as well. Hay fever is miserable and very debilitating. Symptoms include sneezing, a runny nose, itchy and running eyes, congestion and a sore throat. Yeah, I get that, and I get and then it clears. Isn't it wonderful? That I wonder what's in that. What makes that? Is there little people in there? Maybe there's little people in there, and you suck. Or you don't suck. Yes, you do. You kind of suck gently when you push the thing down long. That is the correct way to do it. Did you know that? There's too many people who... Incorrect. Incorrect. You've got to do it gently. So... with it still in your mouth. And then you hold it for a while and then let it go. Is there little people in here? You know, and they've got, like, scrubbing brushes. And then they get into your lungs and then they start scrubbing away very quickly. And then you can breathe again. Isn't that wonderful? What a wonderful thing those asthma things are. So, that's the weather. We talked about Boris. Let's have a look at your uninteresting messages this morning. Let's see what you've got to say today. Good morning to Jason Hughes, texting in first there this morning. Morning, Jason. Hello to Mick Davenport, Adam the Plumber. There's my sister Sharon Butler, Diane Jebb, Mick Davenport, LaBelle, your emerald-eyed stud of magic is here. LaBelle sent a picture in yesterday. Look at her. Look what she's going to be in there. That is LaBelle, who's with us every morning. How fantastic does she look in that picture? The Rocky Horror Picture Show she's going to be in. Fantastic. Thank you, LaBelle, for sending in that beautiful picture. Dr. Frankfurter. Talking to Frankfurters, I saw a TikTok video of this bloke who was trying to swallow Frankfurter's whole. Anyone seen that one on TikTok? Oh, it's awful. He literally puts his... but it won't stay down. And and this Frankfurter flies out of his mouth. I love it. Awful. 3 times he tried to do it. He couldn't do it. And of course, other people start to do it. I won't be trying to do that myself. He'd blooming choke to death if he goes down the wrong hole, wouldn't it? It literally, pushing this long Frankfurter. And then he coughs and this thing flies out. there's a little trick for you to do, kids, at the next children's party. See who can swallow a large Frankfurter like that. Morning to Mari Lowe. Good morning to Mr. Sprintervan. Good morning to you. Thank you very much, Sharon Butler. She's given me a thumbs up this morning. Good morning to Coriat Services. Rachel Wheatland there. David Hunt. Good morning, young David. That is with a H, incidentally. David Hunt, by the way. Tony King. Good morning, Tony King. Colin Coates is there. Hello to you, Colin. Hello to our silent viewers, not on the chat box, just quietly watching there on the side. Good morning to you, silent viewers there. Colin Coates in the house. Adrian Richardson there. Oh, that reminds me, Adrian Richardson. Sorry, Mandy, to have to call on you so early in the show this morning, my darling. But 3 people, not 1, not 2, 3 people have broken the rules this morning, Mandy. 3 people have broken the rules this morning. These 3 people who will now be named. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to name and shame these people. 3 people have asked for a raffle ticket after the 1-hour limit. As you know, you can have a raffle ticket at the end of the show, or if you can't be with us live, you can always claim it on an email like that. So watch the recording of the show and then claim your ticket by email, right? But you can only do that up to 1 hour before the next show starts. Today's show started at 9:10. So the worst offender by far, please, I'm so sorry to call on you, Mandy, at this early hour in the show, but the worst offender by far was Mr. Mark Bowles this morning. Right? 9:07, he asked for a raffle ticket. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I mean, I had alarms going off and everything this morning. Alarms were going off. What's going on, darling? Alarms were going off, indicating to me that someone had broken the rules, boys and girls. I'm very disappointed. 3 minutes before the show was starting, he's asking for a raffle ticket. Too late, dear. Nope, no preferential treatment for anyone. Only Claire, because she's posh. I think worse than that possibly is 2 delightful people, Simon Still and Shania Still, one of which claimed a raffle ticket at 8:36 a.m. and the other at 8:37 a.m. Probably trying to get in there, hoping that I wouldn't notice the time. And once again, alarms started going off, boys and girls. But I feel that it's worse coming from those two because they are churchgoers, boys and girls. Churchgoers who have broken the rules. And I'm sorry, Mandy, 3 lots of pain and suffering to go at this morning on the show. Thank you very much. That's for Mark, and we'll have Shania. And the first pain and suffering ever for Vectis Humphrey, Simon Steele. There you go. Please, do you think I've got time while I'm sitting here preparing this orgy? Preparing this orgy of fun and entertainment and news stories and do raffle tickets at the same time? No, dear. So today's ticket should have been claimed by 8:10. You're all too late. No raffle tickets. Thank you very much. Pain and suffering. 1, 2, 3. Outrageous. Emails of apology may now be sent now, and I shall read them out, and we'll see if we can forgive you. Well, it's not up to me. Mandy is in charge of pain and suffering on this channel, as you well know. As you well know. Let's have a look. Morning to Mark Jones. Mark's in bed having his breakfast this morning. It's breakfast time. Morning to Gavin Bass. Hello to you, sir. LaBelle bunions are usually on the balls. Oh. No, I haven't got any bunions. Oh, I beg your pardon. On the balls of your feet. I beg your pardon. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Mum had bunions as well, did she? Did I know that? I don't think I knew that, Sharon. I know Nanny Hayes had bunions, didn't she? I hope you have you got bunions, sis? Now, is that caused by lots of walking around? Because they were always walking around in the old days, weren't they, really? Rachel says, we don't want to see your feet thirsting in the morning. Now, it's always those people that say they don't want to see it where they've got something for feet, haven't they? Clearly, Rachel's got something for feet. Have you? Have you got that little foot fetish, haven't you, Rachel? Eh? Are you picking away at your toes now, my love? Removing the bits of fluff between each toe. Is that what you're doing this morning? Oh, honestly. Will you stop picking at your feet when you're looking at me, Rachel? Mick, could you send Martin Butler a sticker for his lug cabin? Am I not on his wall of fame? That's outrageous. They got stickers. There. They're probably on the cars. I would imagine they're on the cars. Heidi, you get a bunion on the side of your feet, says Heidi. Morning, Heidi. John Aitken, good morning, John. Lots of people wishing Boris well this morning. Mick says, I hope Boris gets well soon. There we are. And what else have we got here? I've used to be a tweeter, but not now. No, Michael, they're awful, the people on there. Just dreadful people. Face masks are coming today. My sister has... By the way, Rachel, yours is in the post. Some of you might have your things today, okay, because they did go off before the 9 o'clock postbox delivery yesterday. So I think some of you will have your stuff today. Lee Toby contacted us. He won the fridge magnet yesterday. Okay, you can win a fridge magnet every week here on United Kingdom Talk. Monday is the raffle. My sister made some of these, right? They are on the way. I'll let you know when they get here. And then if you want, you can buy one. What did we say for those, Shao? I've got to send them out. So they're... You're sending them to me is 25. So I think they're £6. Was it £6.50? Oh, £5 on the super chat. No, not yet. £5 on a paper. Was it 5? You sending them to me. 1, 2. It costs 25. I think it was 6. 6. I can't remember now. £6 on a PayPal, £7.50 on a super chat. They will be, and that's only because of the postage and the 30% YouTube. But not yet. Okay, they're not here yet. Or you could win one of those as a prize on the bingo on Sunday night on the main bingo thing. Okay, Mari. I beg your pardon. Okay, Mari's talking to. So you're having conversations with each other, which is cool. Morning to John Child. Morning, John. Paul and Lou in the house, nice and early today. Good morning, Paul and Lou. Who else is there? Gary Butler's there. Morning, Gary. Nephew Gary Butler. A good old chat with him on the phone. Well, actually, I was doing most of the chatting, funnily enough. You know, Usually I just sit there quietly and listening to them going on and on. But him and his wife had a good long chat with him. I must have been on the phone about 45 minutes last night. I could see their eyes starting to glaze over eventually, so I thought I'd better go. Morning to Sean Pye. Hello to you. Mandy, years ago I went to work with a busted up leg after a full, and another time I finished work on the Friday night. I had a baby on the Sunday and I didn't realise I was pregnant at the time. Good God, I think that's happening to me at the moment. I think I might be pregnant. I wish I knew who the father was. Morning. LaBelle has an inhaler. She doesn't inhale the way you do. Probably no one does, I would imagine. Morning to Daniel Woodhouse. Good morning, Daniel. All three have asked for a raffle ticket. Yep, Mandy, deal with it. What is wrong with these people this morning, dear? Honestly, let's just carry on, dear. I think it's going to be a lot of pain and suffering being dished out today. Hopefully there'll be no pain and suffering tonight. We've got the quiz night tonight, gang. Okay, it's all ready. There is a music round, I'm pleased to say. The picture round, the questions have been sorted. We're all ready to go for the quiz night tonight. That's at 8 o'clock. Just a bit of fun. There's no prize. You don't need to register. There's no leaderboard or anything like that. So do join us for the quiz night tonight at 8 o'clock. Exclusively on this channel, boys and girls. Exclusively on this channel, okay? I beg your pardon, Gavin. Have I read Gavin? Gavin's had his hat on all day yesterday. Gavin has received his hat. Gavin bought a hat. Would you like to see Gavin in his new hat? Would you like to see Gavin in his new hat? I need 15 likes. Thumbs up. 15 thumbs up if you want to see Gavin in his hat. Get pushing the thumbs up button now. Push those buttons now. Do you remember that? Marty Kane. New faces. You're a star. Lovely face and a new guitar. And I know you want to be some other day. Lovely, that was Marty Kane. She was great. I was a big fan of her. She come across as a nice person. Marty Kane. Come on, who wants to see Gavin in his hat? We need 15 likes. We got 9 at the moment for you to see Gavin and his hat. Get pushing the thumbs up button. And I'll show you Gavin in his hat, all right? Adam's just had his drive-through full English breakfast. Big up, Boris. Daniel says, Britain needs you. We absolutely do. We absolutely do. I mean, what a mess, dear. Oh, God, I can't even go there. We've done it already, haven't we? David's already had his breakfast. Oh, what a shame, David. I had a nice breakfast for you here, round here, my darling. Sausages, eggs, beans... Anything like that, you dear? I mean, I'll happily risk going to the co-op and being coughed over just to get your breakfast in, my love. All right, Rachel, babes. Gavin Bass. I've read that, haven't I? Oh, that's jumped up a little bit. David, did my bingo tickets win? Well, you might have done. You might have done. You have to be with us live for the bingo, unfortunately, Dave. You can't play as a recording. Yeah? You have to be with us live for the bingo. No one is going to tell you that you've won the bingo. No one will tell you. The only way of finding out this piece of information is to watch the show. But even then, if you watch a recording of the bingo, you can't claim. Too late, dear. We were here. We were all here. Mandy, another one who needs a good whipping today, I think. Yeah, dear. What is wrong with you all this morning? Everyone's behaving very, very badly. Oh, now let's have a look. Are we going to show? Yes! 18 likes. Here he comes. Gavin in his brand new hat, which he bought for a £10 PayPal. There he is, looking very happy. You look like you're about to do a TikTok video. Oh, Gavin. Gavin, I hope you don't mind me pointing out to you, my darling, but I think your ceiling needs painting. I think... Gavin, when is the last time you painted that ceiling, dear? Come on, you've got time to do it now. Get yourself up a little step ladder. You need to do that, my love. What a lovely little picture there. I quite like the cabinet there as well. That's a nice, what's it called, a sideboard. Looks all very clean in there. Look how clean it is in there, I must say. Good morning to Gary Owen. He's shoving a cheese and onion toasty in his face, aren't you, Gavin? Good morning, Gary, sorry. Morning, Gary. Host of Gary's British Talk Show. What else have we got there? The lights. Now, those lights in there, they're very similar to the ones I've got in my caravan. But yeah, I think you're going to have to get the paint pot out there, my friend, and start decorating that ceiling. Good God. Have you got a smoker in there, dear? Looks like you've got someone who's... Thank you very much, Gavin. Can I say, Gavin, you look fantastic in that hat. And do you know what I like to see? The fact you've got that hat on and you look happy. With all this stuff, this crap going on in the world and the vile people on Twitter, you look happy. And that is very important, my friend, to look happy. All right? Michael's wishing Boris a speedy recovery. Oh, David hasn't been well for the last few days. Oh, David, you need someone to look after you, my love. Nurse Chris is there. Nurse Chris is here for you, David. Yep, and not only that, I've got the nurse's outfit. Let me see if I've got the picture on here, actually. Can I look for that? No, I can't. I don't think I can. Oh, maybe I can. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can find that. Have I got my nurse? No, I can't find it. I have. I can put that on for you if you want. The skirt is ever so high. Very, very high. In fact, I think you can see just the bottom of my underwear at the bottom of the skirt there. I can put that on for you if you want me to. I'm very happy to take your pulses, yeah, and take your temperature. I love taking the temp. I would love to take your temperature, David. All right, Dave. We need to take your temperature now. Okay, if you could just turn over, please. I used to go out with a vet, so I know how to do all that temperature taking business. I can bring you nice hot drinks in, breakfast, keep you nice and warm. Oh well. Claire, good morning, Claire. She'll be ordering her United Kingdom Talk face mask when they arrive. Now, remember, these are not certified medical to stop viruses coming in. I would recommend, if you want to use it for that, you need to put a thing underneath there, okay, like a medical mask, and then perhaps put that over the top for double protection. Double protection. Lots of people, they put on two, don't they, for double protection. Do you do that, boys? You know, when you're doing stuff, you know, like activities, do you put two on instead of one? You're only supposed to wear one, apparently, aren't you? Because if you put two on, they kind of burst. Mark, are you doing a show tomorrow morning? Every day, Mark, except Sunday morning. Every day we're here, dear. Is there a special day tomorrow morning, then? What's happening tomorrow morning? Morning to Michael Pullman. Morning, Michael. Hello to you, sir. Birthdays, Stu Arnold, the Terminator. Okay, Stu Arnold. That's just Stu Arnold, the Terminator. Terminator. Okay, well, add that at the bottom there. Anyone else who's got birthdays and they're not on my Facebook, you want them read out, you just tell me, okay? And I'll fit them in at the end. Sometimes I'll do the list and I'll forget it's written down. So just remind me, as soon as I start doing the happy birthday to you, then just text in a message and I'll see it and I'll do it afterwards. All right, my darlings? Mark Bowles sends his love and apologies. He can't make it today. Oh, he found time to send in an email at 9:07 for a ticket and can't be bothered to turn up for the show, Mandy. Don't know why I bother sometimes. I really don't. What is it with you and the whips? Have you got a dungeon and leather gear? No, I'm not into anything like that, I'm afraid. I'm very vanilla. Very, very vanilla. Let's just scroll down a little bit, dear. Chris in a nurse's uniform isn't for anyone's eyes. No, it would be for his. He likes that sort of thing. He likes the older lady, David. He was on to poor Claire the other day, but I don't think Claire is really matched for David because she's really posh and he's really, well, you know, I don't like to say it. Let's put it this way. He lives in Hammersmith and Shepherd's Bush areas. One of the sort of in between the two. Yeah. Awful. I've been to his flat. But only just to say hello, deliver something. Been to his flat. Oh, awful. He's like on the 9th floor, and you go in, you know, those. First of all, you have to go into this entry phone. A great big heavy door there. We'll push the numbers, you know. All right, mate, yeah, come up. And then you go in, and immediately the smell of wee hits you. And you go over to the lift, push the button, you know, hopefully wearing a glove at the time. And that's before the virus. You go in there, and then someone's used the toilet as used the lift as a toilet. Awful place, dear, ghastly place. The door closes. Of course, someone smashed the light. That's the sort of place Dave lives. Not a pleasant place, and he could be living here in my large mansion in Berkshire. Prefers to live there. I don't understand it. I mean, what do you have to do? Gosh, we can't keep up here, can we? Thank you very much. Without your daily show, the world would be a much sadder place. I think it would. Right, I'm going to do some stories here because we don't want to concentrate too many times on the messages and not on the stories, because then we don't do any stories, do we? 5G. Well, they're all starting to burn down the 5G masts now, aren't they? Why? Because someone's seen on the internet that 5G causes the coronavirus. Oh, God, here we go. Oh, well, I saw it on the internet, therefore it must be true. Conspiracy theorist type people. Oh, God, here we go. Oh, the earth must be flat. Why can't we see the edge of it? And all that business. Those people. Oh, Christ. You know. Oh, Mars has turned red. So that means the aliens must be getting ready to attack. Well, the latest thing is the 5G masts. Apparently, according to the internet, they cause coronavirus. Coronavirus is here because of 5G. That's why it's spread all over the world. The fact that it's not actually in some parts of the world at all is neither here nor there. It must be the 5G that's doing it. It says in The Sun today, however, ready to upgrade to super fast 5G internet? You can easily check if you've got a 5G mast in your area, delivering next generation download speeds. Now, my question, does anyone have a 5G phone yet? Or 5G broadband? Because I know in London, the 3 telephone network, they have 5G broadband. I wondered if any of you had any of this yet, and how it was going for you. Does it work well or what? Now that 5G conspiracy theories have been firmly debunked, there's a good word, debunked, it's time to consider upgrading your phone and SIM to 5G. It says just like 4G and 3G before that, 5G is simply a new generation of mobile internet. It's much faster, but they need many, many more masts. Because I know this, I take an interest in technological stuff. The signal from a 5G mast doesn't travel well through things, so they need more of them. I mean, there's going to be hundreds of these blooming things all over the place, really. It says to get 5G, you need to live in the right area, have a 5G contract, and also have a 5G ready phone. Now, this is why the kind of proof that it's not causing coronavirus is here. Now, you can get 5G, according to this map, in London, Birmingham, and a couple of other places, cities mainly. If you're out in the country, forget it, mate. I mean, even at the caravan, I struggle to get a 4G signal there. I get it from one company, 3. None of the other companies can I pick up a 4G signal, because I've had SIM cards from all of them, choosing the best one, you know. It says, huge chunks of the UK, primarily in cities for now, are getting 5G coverage. Well, it's not huge chunks. It's not huge chunks. Only, like, small bits are wired up to this stuff. Loads of phone makers have now produced the 5G ready handsets. Samsung, Huawei and OnePlus. Apple haven't got one yet. And I was surprised at that. That really surprised me. Back in, what is it they normally have another phone out? September, isn't it? Back in September, they brought out their latest phone. And guess what? No 5G. Isn't that strange? No 5G on the last Apple phone that came out. And all the others, I thought, you've missed the boat there, mate. Who's running this blooming Apple now? You're supposed to be leaders. No, they're way behind. Apple hasn't... it's here. Apple hasn't launched a 5G phone yet, but it's expected to do so later this year. Finally, it's important to remember that 5G is completely safe and can't give you cancer or coronavirus. Scientists have debunked claims of deadly 5G radiation completely, so enjoy your speedy recovery. Now, it depends what network you're with, although you can always change networks, of course, can't you? You know, when you're at the end of your contract, although trying to leave some of them is... oh, my God. Now, I'm with 3. You try and leave those. Oh, they make it so difficult. So difficult. Or can you not do it by text now? I think you can now leave your mobile phone organisation by text message now, can't you? So you don't have to talk to them. Oh, please stay with us, please. No, go away. They don't take no for an answer, will they? EE has rolled out 5G in 71 cities and large towns across the UK, but it won't be available in every single part of those towns and cities. So yeah, even when they say, well, you can get 5G in Bracknell. Oh, fantastic. Where are you? Hanworth. Oh, not there. So it's a bit like that at the moment. 3 claims to be building the UK's fastest 5G network, and they're automatically upgrading 4G customers to 5G free of charge. Free of charge. That's fantastic. You can check 3's 5G coverage in your area here. Oh, let me just check. How exciting! Perhaps I can get it here. Not that I'd need it. Enter a postcode. Oh, that's 5G. Oh, there it is. 5G. Right. Oh, let me just enter my postcode there and see what happens. Oh, how exciting! Very good serve. 4G. 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 Don't say anything about 5G there at all. No, so I presume I can't get that here. Never mind. It was worth having a go, wasn't it? O2 has sent 5G line areas within 30 towns and cities. Vodafone is offering to reach 5G internet in 41 locations. So you see, it's nowhere near across the country. And as you know with the 4G, and the 3G, not everywhere in the UK can get this stuff. If you're in towns and cities, you'll get it first. Cities first, followed by large towns, and then down slowly. Out where the caravan is, as I say, lucky to get a 4G signal here. Michael's got the 5G. He says it worked. Michael's got 5G. Now, he's out in the sticks in Australia, Michael. So they're way ahead out there, aren't they? Daniel, 5G, I haven't even got past 1G yet where Daniel is. You must be out in the sticks as well, are you, Daniel? Gavin, I was happy in that picture, Chris, with everything going on in the world. No, it doesn't need painting. I think it was the sun that was making it look like an in picture. Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Gavin. Thanks for sending in your picture there. I've got another picture to show you, haven't I, somewhere? Is there another one? Oh, no, that's of me. That's of me, because I've been in the forest walking, guys. I'll show you that later. Morning to John Parrish. He's up in a caravan. Morning to you, John. Have you still got are you still open there, or what's going on there, John? As a matter of interest, I know you had a bit of trouble last week, didn't you, mate? George Bond. Good morning to George Bond as well this morning. Morning to George Bond. All right, so that's the 5G story there. Once again, I went out for my walk yesterday. Ended up being out walking for about an hour and 3/4. Oh, there's Shania. Good morning, Shania. Were you not with us at the beginning of the show? Mandy, could you have a word with Shania, please? Can you tell her that she's made a little bit of an error? I don't want to go through it all again. I feel quite stressed this morning. Unfortunately, Mandy will fill you in, darling. Mandy will fill you in on the problem that has occurred, not only with you and your father as well this morning. And it's made me quite ill, to be honest. I'm feeling a little bit stressed out this morning. There's a couple of people that have broken rules this morning. And you're one of them. And as leader of the Catholic Church, I can see you being excommunicated for this. I can see that happening because you've broken a rule this morning. Shania, who was leader of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, may well be excommunicated. Unless immediately you say, for me, 5,000 Hail Marys starting within the next 5 minutes, my darling. Very, very disappointed, Shania. Very, very disappointed this morning, dear. Rachel, PS4 owners, if you like racing, Project Cars 2 is on sale. Yeah, my nephew likes all that business, all those PS4 games and what have you. Good morning to Sabrina Walker this morning. Morning. Daniel's in Romford. It's just can't keep up with the so-called mobile phone race. John's just on the site now with a few ducks, sheeps and cows. Good morning, Sherry. Hello, Sherry. Morning, George. What's happened, Chris? What do you mean, what's happened? What's happened? You don't want me to go back at the early part of the show just for you, do you? We've been here since 9:10. Please try and turn up on time, George. No, that's incorrect. that no one said your exercise must only last an hour. Incorrect. Find me the story that says that, Mick. And then Mandy will give you pain and suffering for your error. Shania's had pain and suffering as well this morning, Shania. I expect you to go back at the beginning of this video when it's finished and find out what error you've made and why Mandy had to give out pain and suffering to you this morning. It's outrageous. Really is outrageous. So I went out for a walk yesterday, as I say, hour and 3/4 I ended up out there yesterday, walking a reasonable... I don't walk too fast, but I love it out there. I'm in the forest and it's good morning, fun things to do with tech. Morning to you. Morning to you. A GoFundMe for the NHS. I have to say no to that, actually, because I do get a lot of people who want to put charity things on there. And you do that and someone will say, oh, why didn't you do that one? Why did you do that one? You let him, you didn't let him. So I have to say no to that one. You'll find, actually, if you try and put up something like that, it probably won't come out anyway. I think it's the YouTube things block there. So that's the reason for that, all right? We don't really do the charity suggestions on there because so many people want different charities and this, that and the other. And everything has to be checked out legally and all that business, all right? So I have to say no to that one. But good morning to Mr. Tech this morning. Morning to Billy. Hello to you. Hello to Dominic Sinclair. Good morning, Dominic. Nice to have you with us this morning. Morning, young Dominic. I worked with Dominic at Harpo's in Earls Court. My God, that must be 30 years ago now, mustn't it? Where were we? I was going to tell you about... Yes, so I went out yesterday for my walk. And the gorse is all flowering now. It looks lovely. Look, here we go. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And I bumped into... I didn't actually bump into people. I saw only yesterday about 6 or 7 people around yesterday. Isn't that wonderful? 6 or 7 people around yesterday. That's all I saw. Wonderful. Just walking around and, you see someone coming towards you. And that's fine. It is a managed forest, as is probably pretty obvious on the way those gorse things have come out there. But look at those beautiful yellow flowers. Aren't they lovely? So that was really nice walking over there yesterday. Okay. All right. So no, you can't break the rules with tickets if you don't know what time the show starts. Yeah, I suppose so. You got a point there. If you miss it, you miss it. If you started at 9:45, I would have been okay. Yes, by about 2 minutes. Thank you, Shania. Love you, darling. John, do you dress in lycra when you go walking, Chris? No, I don't. No, I don't. Like those fat, overweight, balding, middle-aged people like myself who wear that on bikes, don't they? All right, so that's my walk in the forest. As I say, I only saw about 6 people over there. I've become aware that you can't hear the motorway anymore. You know the noise of rubber tyres on a tarmac that you can hear from quite large distances? Can't really hear that anymore over the forest. There must be so few cars now on that motorway. Unbelievable. And it's so nice and quiet. All you hear is the birds singing. I'll be going over there afterwards. I actually don't intend to go over there for an hour and a quarter. I have to tell you that. Hour and 3/4. I have to tell you that. I get lost. I literally get lost because I've started coming off the main paths now. Now, when you're on the main paths, you see very, very few people on there. Really, very few people. Unfortunately, as mentioned yesterday, I'm starting to discover pieces of rubbish now. Plastic bottles that scum have just thrown down because they can't be bothered to take it away with them. Awful, really. You never used to see that before over there. But it's happening now. And... I come off the main paths and I've started going in sort of other paths that are going into the forest. Now, I'm not even convinced these are human paths. I think they might have been made by deers and things like that. Oh, I hope they don't attack, do they, deers? They run away from you, don't they? So that's what I've started doing now, going in. And you get lost. You get lost. I mean, if you get that badly lost, then you just fire up that... What's that thing? That map thing on your phone, don't you? And it roughly tells you which direction to walk in. I still managed to get lost though, even with that there. Michael says that's really pretty. The yellow flowers. Yes, I think that's gorse. Gorse, that is. Gorse trees, that is. Rachel reckons it would make a nice signed picture. We give out signed pictures as prizes. I don't know if anyone would want one of those. Dominic, 30 years, I haven't aged a bit. I have. I have, dear. You know I have. I can't wear those tight shorts that I used to wear at Harpo's anymore. What did I look like in those? That and one of those hats. Oh, my God. I'm so glad I haven't got any pictures of myself in Harpo's. Have a cut-off at 8 o'clock each day for tickets. Should we do that? No, I'll tell you what, because there's a good chance we might have some early shows. We will have a cut-off every morning at 6 a.m. All right, there's a new rule there, as suggested by Shania, who's... just a moment, I've got a phone call coming here. Just a moment, sorry. Hello. Oh, hello, Philip. It's the Bishop. Yes? Yes? All right, yes. Oh, just changing ears, yes? Right. I know she does, yeah. Very good job, yeah. Very good job. Oh, that's very good of you, Bishop. Well, I suggested 2,000 Hail Marys. Oh, is it a bit severe? Okay. Well, how many? 10. 10, yes. Anything you say, Bishop. Thank you, Philip. Oh, wonderful to talk to you. Absolutely. I love that pink outfit you've got, incidentally. The one with the pink collar, the black and the pink collar. That's lovely, that one. Did you really? That's funny. And I didn't think they did that sort of thing there. Wow. Oh, boy, most stuff does come from China now, yeah. Did you wash it first? Probably a good idea. Lovely. I'll let her know. Just 10, you say? Oh. Okay, then. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you. Bye-bye, Philip. Lovely to speak to you. Absolutely lovely to speak to you. Bye-bye. 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 Why I bother sometimes. Well, a little message for you, Shania. That was the Bishop there, my darling, Bishop Philip, who instructs me to tell you that you still have your job as head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight, and he thinks that it is not such a serious sin. Who am I to argue? I'm just a mere mortal. I'm not a bishop. I'm not even an altar server. Not even an altar server. I'm so low down the list. You know, if getting into heaven is like a queue waiting to go in Audi at the moment, I wouldn't be going in for... I'm not disabled. I'm not working for the NHS. I'm not old. I know some of you think I am. According to Dominic Sinclair, I don't look old, though. I would be at the back of the queue. It's the same for me going into heaven. What right have I got? I can't say. So the Bishop instructs me to tell you that you are, of course, still head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Your sin is not as serious as I thought it was. And you are to do 10 Hail Marys in penance of your very, very, his words, not mine. Not mine. 10 Hail Marys. 10 Hail Marys in penance of your very, according to him, he used the word very twice, very, very minor sin that you have committed against this worldwide famous television programme. Thank you very much, darling. Just the 10 Hail Marys. And you can start those whenever you want. You don't even have to start them at 10 o'clock when I do my pills, darling. You do them whenever you want, my love. But, you know, I hope you've got a little area in your house to do these sort of things tonight. You know, don't just be sitting there one day, I think I'll do me Hail Marys now. No, you've got to make that effort to do them, you know, properly. Kneeling down in front of the crucifix. Huh? Not sort of when you feel like it. To make it proper penance, you know, you should do penance, I think, perhaps... You know when it's coming around, I'm looking, my shelf is coming down. The screw is coming up the wall. Oh dear. You know when, say for example, I don't know what time you have lunch, about 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock? You know when I'm getting really hungry for lunch now, keep that going. I'm hungry, and when you're really hungry, then kneel down in front of the crucifix and do your 10 Hail Marys. That is proper punishment, that is. Thank you very much. That's all fair now. Thank you. Well, move on, Shania. I don't want to upset you any further. That's an excellent idea. In future, you must claim your raffle tickets by 6 a.m. 6 a.m. That is a really good idea, Shania. Thank you very much for that, my darling. In fact, you know, if I had the power in me to now say just do 9 Hail Marys, I would say that. But I'm not the bishop, my love. I have to do what I'm told. That's it. That's it. John's had to give up his dogging. Mandy quite rightly says Lycra isn't kind to anyone. No, do you know, actually, even on fit blokes, it looks awful. I mean, it really does. I don't like Lycra. Good morning, John. My other half has just designed T-shirts for the NHS staff and carers on behalf of Marks and Spencer, so he's busy there. Yeah. Where are we going? Claire, you'll soon get used to all the little paths and tracks if you go into the forest a lot, although you did manage to lead a load of scouts. Get lost a load of scouts on Box Hill, which I did. I absolutely did. No, Sean, that wasn't a vicar, dear. It's a priest, a bishop. A bishop. Cool. I mean, should I think we're going to have to give some religious lessons. Perhaps there we are. We were looking for another show at night time. A religious programme. Yeah, we have hymns. Shania can come on and do the catechisms. Shania come on and do catechisms. That would be excellent. That would be excellent. Chris, do you mean not the vicar, dear? Priest, dear. Bishop, dear. Bishop. Shania, are you going to do your phone-in show on Thursday as there is Mass in the evening to start the Trididium? No. There'll be no phone-in show this week. We won't be having a phone-in show on Thursday because that is a thing I'll be watching on the telly, religious time on Thursday, okay, my love? Did I just see young Finley there or not? I thought I might have seen Finley pop on there. I like to read everyone's names out, even if I can't do all your messages, my loves. All right, so no, there won't be a phone-in show on this Thursday, my darlings. Okay. I noticed yet another lily beetle trying to munch their way through my lilies yesterday. Squashed immediately. Please take note of that, gardeners. If you're trying to grow lilies, whether in a garden or pots, check them every single day for bright red lily beetles. Leave them on there and you'll have nothing left in the morning. Just a stalk sticking out of the ground. And get the lily beetle spray, which you can get on Amazon there. All right, my loves, watch out for lily beetles. I did do 2 TikTok videos yesterday. I only uploaded one. I mucked one up, unfortunately. For whatever reason, the sound and I'm not particularly good at this lip syncing, to be honest. I find that very difficult. I don't know why. And a lot of time, if it's dialogue rather than songs, I can't remember what the dialogue is. You know, I'd have to have it written down on a piece of paper. People are very clever, aren't they? I think actors are really good. Actors are really good, and they memorise whole scenes, don't they? And they're in their heads. I find that very, very difficult, memorising all that business. Anyway, so I did 2 TikToks yesterday. I can't remember what the one was that I uploaded now. But it was very short, and the problem with these TikTok videos is that sometimes the music is very, very short. And you find a longer version that someone else has done, but for some reason it defaults to the 15-second one. Because you can do TikTok videos, it's either 15 seconds or 1 minute, or anything in between. So up 15 seconds up to a minute. If someone's only got a short piece of video on there, a short piece of music on there, that's all you've got to work with. And I've tried, for example, I mentioned yesterday, I did the Hovis advert, right? Da, 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 da. But I couldn't find the music for that. So what it is I brought it into here and put it together like that, uploaded it, and bang, bang, copyright police. Oh no, you can't use that. Your video is set to private. So I then had to go and play it on my keyboard and do it like that. But you can, sometimes the music is very short and, well, do you want to do it or not? You know what I mean? So that's why it's a shame that I did find a longer version, like someone else doing that same TikTok longer, but when I tried to use theirs, it still shortened it to 15 seconds. So I don't know why that is. But yes, there was one on there. Oh, I remember what it was now. I was playing some strings. or it looked like I was playing a cello, but I wasn't playing a cello. The other one, I won't tell you what the other one is. I'll try and do it again today, but the sync completely went out when I downloaded it back onto the thing, so don't know why that was. Paul and Lou go out in our matching lycra on the tandem. We look very fetching. Oh, please don't go out. Please don't go out on tandem. Please don't go out on the tandem. Not good, is it? Not good. So that's the lily beetles. Get rid of them as soon as you see them. Otherwise, they'll eat your plant there, my love. Bags. Okay. Is Fran with us this morning? There's Fran. Good morning, Fran. How funny. There's Fran, just appeared there. The bags. Bad news, I'm afraid. I've had a message from the person that makes the bags, tote bags, and unfortunately, he is unable to get any ink at the moment from any of his suppliers. Therefore, he's refunded the money that I sent him for the bags. So, Roy Brownlow, I don't think he's with us this morning. Roy Brownlow, I've refunded your £10 to your PayPal account for the bag. Okay, we won't have any more bags coming for some time, which kind of makes me wonder if anything else might not come, if you see what I mean, if I order it. But we've got quite a few T-shirts and some other bits and pieces to be going on for a while. And the other good news, there is a big good news there. The other item, which I won't tell you there, is now on its way to me. I've just got an email earlier this morning that the other item, so the bingo prizes, the first and second games, the small prizes, at the moment we've got pens and key rings. Something else is coming, okay? And that should hopefully be here by for Sunday's game. All right? Alrighty, so no bags at the moment. I know Fran wanted one as well. So that's it. Good. Now, what else have we got here? How are we doing for time today? Oh, we're all right, aren't we? There we go. Super Pink Moon. Now, this story seems to come around every other month now, or every other week, to be honest. This time it's pink. We've had orange, we've had red, and now it's going to be a pink one. Yes, gang, a pink supermoon is on the way tonight. It says the UK will be treated to the biggest supermoon of the year tonight. Now, I keep reading this story. If you've been with the show for some time now, you will remember I've read a very similar story out several times. Every few weeks, we seem to get another supermoon now. Biggest one ever. Like when they report the weather. Hottest ever summer. Coldest ever winter. And it doesn't happen. It says supermoons. This is in today's Metro. Supermoons have come to mean special full moons that occur when the moon's orbit brings it closest to Earth. In general, a supermoon will appear 14% larger and 30% brighter than the average moon. Now, I have to say, I was looking out the window last night, out my bedroom window, and it was very bright. And I thought, has someone got another light on? And I looked up, and it was the moon. Not quite full yet, you know, tiny little bit missing from the side. Tonight is the full moon. It says the moon isn't actually that much closer to the Earth. It's just our brain interpreting it as a lot closer. So in order for a moon to be propelled to supermoon stardom, it would have to be 226,000 miles away from the Earth. And the supermoon that fills the sky this evening and Wednesday morning is set to be the biggest and brightest of the year. This particular full moon is known as the pink moon, as it's the first moon of spring in the northern hemisphere. So there you go. Have a look out your windows tonight, boys and girls. I've got my binoculars, as I say, I've got my binoculars down there, which I haven't used yet. I bought them for taking up at the caravan. They weren't particularly expensive. But round here, the trouble is there's other houses round here. And, you know, if they see a bloke standing out in his garden or outside the front of his... I mean, you can't really see into my garden, to be honest. But then I've got all trees above. I can't do it where the trees are. If I was to come out my house, I'd have to go down the path or something like that and then look up into the sky like that. And people will be like, ow, are you looking in my windows? No, I only look at good-looking people. Thank you very much. Go away. And someone would soon moan, wouldn't they? Oh, that dirty old man over there is looking through my windows with his binoculars. You'd get something like that, wouldn't you? Yeah. I mean, this old bloke standing outside, I don't know, 50 years old and about 200 stone, who assumes that because someone's got a pair of binoculars, they're looking at him. No, mate. No. Incorrect. Morning to Stu Art. Good morning. Any excuse to take the binoculars out? I haven't got them out yet. I haven't used them yet. So I might try and see if perhaps outside in the garden, around about 7 o'clock, I think the moon's over there, and see if I can see anything with my new binoculars. Very exciting. Now, talking of the moon, also in the sun this morning, it says NASA has revealed some of its plans for colonising the moon. Now, who would you like to see on the moon? Is there anyone in your sad, lonely, pathetic life, or someone on the telly perhaps, that you'd like to see move to the moon? Huh? Just a suggestion. The space agency's Artemis program hopes to return astronauts to the moon in 4 years' time in 2024. Where, one aim is to create a base camp that will allow humans to live on the moon. I mean, it'd be quite boring, wouldn't it? I mean, for example, there's no seaside. And even if there was, there wouldn't be any ice cream shops, no chips. Wouldn't be any chip shops. No cinemas, no theatres. Just 6 people in a little bubble thing. What's the point of that? How unexciting to live on the moon. The plan is for 4 astronauts to live in accommodation there, possibly for a week at a time. If humans were to stay any longer, their accommodation would require more complicated things like a water and waste disposal system, radiation shielding, a launching pad and infrastructure for power. 2 mobility systems have been suggested, including a lunar terrain vehicle. I wonder how the electricity, because I've got solar panels here. If you had solar panels on the moon, would you get more electric than you do with solar panels on the Earth? Because we've got that protective shield thing, haven't we? That layer of something or other. I wonder if on the moon, if you had solar panels on the moon, would you get more electric out of that, I wonder? It says the mobility vehicle would be used for longer trips, as it would be contained and pressurised, whereas the lunar terrain vehicle would require a human to wear protective clothing. So they've got this vehicle to travel all over the place. But I mean, there's nowhere to travel to. If you were living on the moon, why would you need a vehicle? There's no Waitrose. Let's just go down the shops. Oh, there isn't one. What's the point of that? Why would you need a car? Why would anyone want to live on the moon? What's the point? Unless they're scientists and perhaps, I don't know, by being on the moon and doing these various experiments and all that business, maybe it can move humanity forward. I don't know. John's suggesting Gemma Collins. What an excellent idea. And Gavin Bass is suggesting Gemma Collins as well. I mean, is there a rocket that's powerful enough to move such a huge beast as Gemma Collins onto the moon? That's the question. They don't even have pizza vending machines. Well, they don't have these here yet either, do they? But they're coming. They're coming in the day. Look how I link it all together. Professional, you see. Professional. BBC. BBC. Professional vending machines for pizzas. They are coming. A California startup company claims to have developed a pizza-making vending machine that rivals a high-end brick oven pizzeria. What's it called? A pizzeria. Pizzeria? How'd you say that? I don't know. Basil Street unveiled its system, that's the name of the company, that is capable of cooking and delivering a 10-inch gourmet pie. I don't know why they call it a pie. It's not a pie, is it? A pizza. Cooking a gourmet pizza in just 3 minutes, all while using the freshest ingredients. The cooking process uses the firm's 3-element non-microwave speed oven that produces a wood-fire oven experience in a fraction of the time. Consumers can choose between Italian-style thin-crust pizza, offering 4-cheese pepperoni, and pizza of the month that costs between $6.95 and $11.95 in dollars, that is. The vending machines are stocked with 150 flash-frozen 10-inch thin-crust pizzas that cook in just 3 minutes, according to the website Digital Trends. There's a touchscreen on the front where customers place their order and payment taken via credit cards. What a great idea. What a great idea. I like the sound of that. It'd be quite nice to have one of those in town, wouldn't it? A pizza vending machine. You haven't got to go in there. You know, and talk to all these people that can't, or try and talk to these people that can't speak English. Just push a couple of buttons on the screen, put your credit card or cash in there, and out comes a piping hot pizza. Yes, please, mummy. Oh, I do like a pizza, dear. I like Domino's, but it's so dear, Domino's, aren't they? It's ever so expensive, Domino's pizzas. Really expensive. And plus, you know, I don't know. I mean, how do you know people doing the Domino's pizzas and the box arrives, and how do you know that one of them ain't got the coronavirus? You can't win, can you? Adrian, why don't you try and do your show on the moon? That would be quite interesting, especially when there's no Waitrose, as I said there. Sean, if you tell Gemma Collins there's a pizza shop on the moon, she will get there somehow. Somewhere, some way, life has a great new meaning. See what I mean by not knowing lyrics of songs? I can't learn them. Shania knows all the lyrics to hymns, all of them. She doesn't need a hymn book. She sits there singing away at those hymns. Will the music round tonight be for hymns? That's the question, Shania. Is that your hope? Mandy would launch Gemma Collins or Miss Little Nobody exactly to the moon, Chris. Gary Owen wants a Sunday lunch machine. Are you on your own as well, Gary? You go to this machine, you know, in town or so, put in, I don't know, £5, and out comes a Sunday roast dinner. Do you like the sound of that? That'd be a good one as well, Gary. Well done, mate. Mandy, make your own pizzas. Yeah, I've done that before. I must admit, I bought a pizza base. You kind of, if I remember, it came in a tube. Pizza base in a tube, and you opened it out. The first time I tried to do it, Mandy, I used the wrong cheese. I used cheddar cheese. I just used. It says use mozzarella. Oh, I just used cheddar. Oh, it was vile. It was awful. Just didn't work. So I learned from that. And the next time I bought mozzarella cheese and I made my own pizza, and it was absolutely. The first time, of course, you put too much cheese on, don't you? You think, oh, there's not much there. You put more and more on. And then this thing comes out the oven, all coming over the sides, isn't it? Cheese everywhere, dear. Oh, it was delicious, though. Absolutely delicious. I have made my own pizza with loads of vegetables. Pepper, chopped up vegetables. There was mushrooms, all this business in it. Oh, delicious. Homemade pizza, yeah. But the Domino's, they've got this barbecue sauce stuff, which is just delicious. But I am not paying £20 for a blooming pizza. No. Even the fresh ones up at Sainsbury's are like £4. Go to Aldi. Their pizzas in there, I think it might be called Carlos. Possibly Carlos is the brand name there. And they're like 80p. They're delicious. Delicious. It's a shame Aldi don't do home delivery, does it really? There you go, Rachel, BBC Berkshire. But not just Berkshire, if I can correct you there, Rachel. It's Berkshire and BBC Radio Lincolnshire. 2 stations, darling. 2 stations, my love. Sean is cooking chicken breasts marinated in chilli sauce tonight on a bed of rice. Oh, you'll enjoy it. Tina wants chicken soup. All our Jewish friends, they swear by. Do we have any Jewish people here? You swear by chicken soup, don't you? Anything's wrong? Chicken soup. Yeah, maybe someone to take Boris a bowl of chicken soup while he's over there, while he's in a little bit poorly, very poorly. That's what Boris needs. Jewish people immediately to go down there with homemade chicken soup. My mate's Jewish. Did I tell you? My mate's Jewish. What else have we got here? Let me just scroll up a little bit there with Mr. I've got anything new. Mick, my ex-wife, up to the moon. Yeah, I can understand that, Mick. He wants to send his ex-wife to the moon, don't you? Fran likes to cut a baguette in half and make your own. Yeah, of course you can do it like that as well. Yeah, I've seen those, like French stick pizzas are nice, aren't they? Baguettes, whatever. A little bit of garlic bread. I do like garlic bread. I get this flat garlic bread from the Co-op, although I don't think I want to go in a Co-op anymore now. Not after that experience a week or so ago. That bloke in there coughing his no hand or nothing. Dirty people, dear. Dirty people. Right. Moving on. Adrian, Domino's Pizza's jobs Go and collect any size pizza for $8.99. Takes a few minutes. Or by Marks and Spencer's stone baked pizzas, a square shape, very nice. Yes, actually, the Co-op also do these square pizzas. They're slightly more expensive than the ones in Sainsbury's. £5.50, I think they are. But my God, they are delicious. That's in the Co-op just down the road there. Absolutely delicious pizzas. You know, if you go into a supermarket, it's sometimes better to spend an extra, usually £2 or something like that, and get the higher quality one. You're never going to spend what you spend in Pizza Hut or Domino's. And of course, to be fair to them, you have to remember they've got like expenses there, staff to pay, ingredients to buy. So I get all that. But why would you go and spend £20 on a pizza from Domino's when you can go in Aldi and get one for 89 pence at the cheapest end, or a really decent, very, very nice quality one from the Co-op, or as Adrian says in Marks and Spencer's for like £5 or £6. You know, you just put it in the oven. It's probably quicker. If I was to walk, if I can walk down to the Co-op, it's 5 minutes. 5 minutes there. I put the oven on before I leave. 5 minutes there. I get back. That's 10 minutes. The oven's up to heat. Put it in the oven. 10 minutes. That's quicker than ordering something from Domino's. I'll be with you in even at the fastest speed. I suppose they can manage about half an hour, 25 minutes, half an hour. It's quicker to do it yourself. It's like these apple pies. People buy frozen apple pies, don't they? Frozen apple pies. And it says on the instructions, cook from frozen 45 minutes. Well, if you get an apple, slice it up, put some of that, you can buy the ready-made crumble, can't you? Just sprinkle that on like that. Or probably Mick Davenport, my guess, he'd make his own pastry and all that, because he does all the baking. Mick, that's his interest. He likes to do baking. Fantastic. Yeah, you put your pastry on there, you put it in the oven. What's that, 20 minutes, 25 minutes? 45 if you just bought a frozen one. Why does people buy frozen stuff? It takes longer. Mad. And talking food, we're a bit concerned, some of the farmers and that they've got no one to pick things at the moment, aren't they? Because, of course, people aren't coming here because of the virus. No one's allowed to move around. And they're very concerned that there's going to be no one to pick our stuff. Cabbages, lettuces. I mean, we go into supermarkets and things like that, and we don't think any more of it, really. We expect to see rows and rows of lettuce and carrots and potatoes just sitting there waiting for us to pick up in a little plastic bag or something like that. There you go. Mick there, see, makes his own apple pies. I know you do, mate. I know you do. You take great interest in baking. I think it's fantastic to have something, you know, what your hobby is. What are your hobbies, boys and girls? What do you do? What do you do to keep yourself busy? It's only young people that seem to get bored. Oh, I'm bored. Oh, I'm bored. I don't get bored. Always something to do. Even if it's simply to get the Hoover out. I never get bored. What do you do? What's your hobby, boys and girls? Tell us. Or maybe we'll save that one for... Oh, no, we're not doing a show on Thursday, are we? Thursday night. No phoning on Thursday, so we can't do it Thursday. Thousands of people, good news in the Daily Mail, thousands of people have now applied to pick crops on farms to plug the labour gap shortage of overseas workers prevented from coming to the UK because of the coronavirus. More than 26,000 people have answered call to arms to help feed the nation by ensuring there are enough workers to pick fruit and vegetables before they go rotten. Fantastic. Oh, you're there. Fantastic. They were sought by free labour firms, Fruitful Jobs, Hops and Concordia, who joined forces to urgently drum up a sufficient workforce. The providers claim to have been overwhelmed by the massive response and have had to turn down some hopefuls as well. So that's excellent. In a letter to a 53-year-old man who went freelance before the pandemic, one firm said placements were filled up now until the end of May. So that's fantastic news. Fantastic news, and also fantastic news for people who are looking for jobs over here and can't get jobs, you know, especially up north. And you often see them moaning that, oh, the foreigners are doing all our jobs and that. Well, they're not there now, so here's your chance. Jump in. Jump in quickly. And they found a lot of people. Funnily enough, on one of the Facebook groups that I'm on, We Love Bracknell. I'm on the Facebook group, We Love Bracknell. There was some boy on there, 16. He was saying he's looking for a job at the moment, and he'd found one in, I think it was Tesco's or something like that. So I put on there, underneath the post, always pleased to see young people who have gone out and looked for jobs and have now got one. Well done. And someone replied to that one, oh, should he be doing this when we're all supposed to be sitting at home? And I thought, oh, you stupid git. Such negative people, When you see young people trying to get somewhere, they need to be encouraged. And this goes right down the line to small people, 5, 6, 7 years old, who are playing at their school football. And you've got parents round the side shouting and screaming at them at how useless they are. That's a terrible thing. Young people need to be encouraged to get somewhere. I always think it's great. And I've watched people, when I was DJing at Heaven, you used to get a lot of young people in there, 18 years old. It was the lowest age. Well, I'm sure some of them were less than that. DJing at this big club in Heaven. And they would come up and talk to me. And then here we are now 10 years later. And they've kept in contact with me as the sort of, I was the DJ and they were out partying and whatever. And some of these have kept in contact with me and some of them have done fantastically. One's a big manager at Sainsbury's, 10 years later, it's 27, 28, 29, 30 years old now for these people. Some have got their own businesses, one doesn't. Some don't do too well. They continue to party and then they start going down the drink and drugs route. And, well, what can you do, But I love to see it when they're achieving stuff. I just think it's fantastic when they do that. And young people, take my great nephew Harry, sitting there learning to read. And every time he gets something right, you give praise. You must give praise to these people. Not, oh, should he be going out looking for a job while we're all supposed to be in lockdown? That was the answer. I've just blocked these people. I can't be bothered with them. I've started blocking a lot of people now. I can't be bothered with idiots on there. Especially the nasty ones. The people on there, like I said right at the beginning of the show, who said they were pleased that Boris Johnson might die. Oh, what a horrible thing to say. Whoever it is, I wasn't a fan of Jeremy Corbyn, but if he was in his place now, I wouldn't be on there saying, oh, well, he's a dirty, horrible old man. I hope he dies. I wouldn't be saying that. Why would I say that? What are just horrible, horrible people who think they can go on there and type what they want. Dreadful. Let's just scroll up there. There we go. Mick today. We've done Mick. Blackberry and apple. Fran makes blackberry and apple. My sister, now she has hobbies. She does sewing and painting. My sister's made some of these. They're in the post at the moment, coming towards me. She's made some of those. Right? I shall be sending her some money for those, and then selling them on to you, or using them as little bingo prizes on Saturday night. So that's what my sister does, sewing and painting. And when she says painting, she means the house. Not like pictures. She does colouring as well. I happen to know she does colouring. That's her thing. It's great to have perhaps not just one, but several hobbies. I sit here. This is, I suppose, my main hobby. I would say. I like to play. I go down. I open up the piano. If it's night time, I plug my headphones in and I start playing church hymns. I've got to say, Shania, and not bigging myself up, I seem to be getting better. I'm now playing massive chords, like 8 notes. 1, 2, 3, or 6. Is it 6 or 8? Some of my chords are like 8 notes. And of course, on a church organ, that's loud. 8 notes, and a lot of them are played. I must do another one soon. I'll have to do it on my keyboard down. Have you got any requests, Shania? Any hymn that you'd like me to do that I haven't done already? I'll upload it later on to. That'll give me something to do. I'll upload it later to the Religious Music and Hymns channel that I've got. Shall I do that? What would you like, Shania? It's Shania's request hour. I could do that. We could do that. We could do a live show on the Religious Music and Hymns channel doing requests for hymns, couldn't we? I better muck a few of those up. Adrian, apple pies from Waitrose are £3. Very delicious. Cooked from frozen or chilled. Yes, I'm sure they are, Adrian. The trouble is, they do take a long time. I quite like chilled apple pies, again, from the Co-op. They do an apple pie now, which is like £1.20. I mean, how do they do that cheap? Oh, it's delicious. It's delicious. Those apple pies from the Co-op. Really nice. Fresh ones in the chiller counter. Chiller cabinet thing. But again, you buy this thing. It's got this plastic box. Has someone touched that? because this stuff lives on this stuff. You know, you open the box, okay, take the pie out, put it there, then you wash your hands. Has someone touched the pie? How was the pastry rolled out? Did someone touch the pastry? Is it living on there? You've got to think about all these things. You really have. Fran likes pake. Pake? That sounds like one of those fish, doesn't it? What's that fish? Cape? I don't know. Fran likes baking, cake decorating. She likes knitting. My mum used to like knitting. She'd sit there with the knitting thing, making stuff and that. Shania's hobbies. I mean, Shania does a lot. She does a lot, I tell you that now. She does carnival organising, violin and viola playing. Not a hobby, but I do a lot of things for the church, as well as altar serving, First Holy Communion, catechisms, and all that business. Wonderful. It's so good to have so many different interests. Really is. What else? Cake testing agent does. Cake testing. Oh, God. Cake testing. Where are we now? Let's just where did we get to there? Let's have a look. Rachel, I have the Titanic to build, but I have to be in the right mood to do it, or I will miss it up. What do you mean the Titanic to build? What do you mean? Have you got a model or something? I've got a blooming Lego up at the caravan that I haven't done yet, and it's like a London one, you know. I think with the Big Ben and or the Elizabeth Tower and the round thing that goes round and people sit on it, the London Eye. I've got that to do. I quite like Lego. I've got a few Lego bits and pieces here, haven't I? Where is it? There's a bus here. Look, there's a bus. This is a small piece thing. There's my Lego bus. Look at that, which I made. That was a gift from great nephew George when I took them to not Euro Disney, Legoland a little while ago. You know, a couple of years ago that was now. And great niece Emily, she bought me a Lego Rose, but that was already made in a box. So I quite like Lego. And there's some wonderful Lego things you can buy. Some very, very expensive stuff as well. I think the most expensive stuff I came across was, and I'm not into Star Wars, this big star thing. Death Star, that was it. And it was something like 500 quid. There's some really expensive Lego stuff. There was one that I really liked, and I think it was the Houses of Parliament or Tower Bridge. Hang on a minute, let's have a look. Lego. Was it the Houses of Parliament? Parliament. They do two. There's a little one, which is the one I've got. My niece bought me that 2 Christmases ago. It's still in the box. There's a small one that is. It's not there, is it? It's not. Is that it there? I don't know where it is now. I can't find it. Oh, that's on. No, that's Tower Bridge. Just a second. Let me see how much that is now, and I'll look it up for you. And I'll read some more of your messages there. Lego. Let's just type in Lego. See what comes up. Okay, bricks and various things like that. And you've got generally. I sort of suppose the average price of the Lego stuff would be sort of between 40 and 80 quid. I think that seems to be sort of the average price. But you've got some really big stuff. Lego Parliament. And there's, what's that thing in India? The Taj Mahal. They've got a Taj Mahal. There it is. Lego Creator Special. Here we are. Houses of Parliament. £434. Wow. For that. £434. But there's another one here. I think this is the one that my niece bought me. Which is £45, which is like a smaller version of it. And I've got that, the caravan in a box waiting to be done. It's not here. But, I mean, that's lovely. The Houses of Parliament. There's another one here. The same one, the Houses of Parliament, £341. Far too much. Oh, that's the one. No, that's the one. Tower Bridge, £349 for Tower Bridge, Lego. I mean, you'd have hours, don't get me wrong, you'd have hours and hours that you'd spend building that thing. But what a great feeling of accomplishment once you've achieved something like that, especially perhaps for a child. Great nephew George, or was it Harry now? Great nephew, because I bought them both the Harry Potter bus. I bought them both the Harry Potter bus, and which is like 3 stories. It's purple, and I think Great Nephew Harry has finished his now. I think it was him. It's either him or Harry. One's my nephew's, one's my niece's. One of them's completed it, and they showed it to me the other day. Fantastic. So much fun. Or you could do puzzles if you like doing puzzles. There's a Notre Dame puzzle here for £59. No, you'd spend ages doing that, wouldn't you? As a hobby, I suppose. Lego. What did I say it was? Oh, what's the thing in France? That thing. Eiffel Tower. How much is that? Did Lego do that? Lego Eiffel Tower. Oh, no, that can't be it. Lego Eiffel Tower. Oh, 71 quid. That's quite expensive, isn't it? I wanted the Taj Mahal thing. How do you spell that? Tajmah. Let's see what comes up. No, can't. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. For our Australian friends, the Sydney Opera House Lego, £404. Wow. A Lego Taj Mahal, £305 for that one. So there's some really expensive Lego stuff there, but you know, if you got the money, I suppose you'd buy something like that. But as I say, something like that, Taj Mahal, 404 quid, you'd be doing that for days. So maybe it is quite good value. I don't know. I wouldn't spend £404 myself on a Lego, unless I had it, I suppose, to spend. I might do then. Mandy's hobbies are annoying the husband, and annoying the husband. Take your pick. You carry, Mandy, if it gives you pleasure to annoy him, you carry on doing it, my darling. There's nothing better I like to see on here is when your husband's upset because of something you've done to him. Thank you very much, darling. Dominic is not a fan of Bojo, but I wish him a speedy recovery. There you go. See? He's not a fan. That's called a difference of opinion. There's nothing wrong with a difference of opinion. There's nothing wrong with a difference of opinion. There really isn't. I have to tell you, Dominic, you know, I've watched some of your posts. You're completely opposite on the political spectrum to me. Do we hate each other? No. No. I've got many friends on Facebook who are completely opposite to me when it comes to the political spectrum. But when they see me, well, I rarely post anything political, really. But if I do, they don't comment if they don't agree. And I don't comment on theirs. Therefore, everyone remains friends. It's when the people go on there and they're just absolutely vile and disgusting and trashy people. And I don't want them in my life. Thank you very much. And that's it. Sean sends a little message here saying it must be my string tulips are coming out. They're really strange. Oh, well, let's have a look at those. They are strange. Oh, I wish I could show those to you now. I'll try and remember to put that on the system for you on tomorrow morning's show, okay? Simon, Notre Dame puzzle. Just get some Lego blocks and throw them on the ground randomly. How cool you are, Simon. Fran, mindfulness colouring adult books. My sister started doing those as well, colouring books. Actually, I think she does the child ones, if I remember rightly. Colouring in between those lines. Huh? Why is there no call show on Thursday? It's Maundy Thursday on Thursday, Michael. Therefore, it's a special religious mass thing, and they're showing it on the television, so I'll be watching that on Thursday. Very important, the most important part of the year. You've got the Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, Easter Saturday, and then, of course, Easter Sunday. That is the most, not more important than Christmas. Much more important than Christmas, so that's why, my darling. Okay. Shania, please do some more. I'll double check which ones and let you know. Okay, my love. Excellent. Adrian, it's down to time, and if you're cooking on other things in the oven, you can slip it in. So when you're having your main meal is cooking, get ready for your lips and waist. As in the apple pies, you mean? Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. I have an unusual hobby in the wintertime. You'll never guess what it is. I've no idea, Sean. What is that? What do you do in the wintertime? Easter hymns. Oh, okay. Easter was. Do you think I should wait until Easter to do those and then release them on Easter Sunday? What do you think, Shania? Easter hymns on Easter Sunday. Da 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 da. That one. I should have done the Palm Sunday. What's the Palm Sunday one? Da 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 da. Eh? I could do that one. It's a little bit late. I could do that one this afternoon for you, Shania. I could do Hymn Request Hour live on the Religious Hymns and Music channel. Rachel's got, it's a plastic model, 67. Yes, they're quite nice, those little. I do like Lego. And if you put it on a tray, if you're doing Lego, do it on a tray. Don't have anyone around you. Especially, I hate to say this because I love children. You don't want children around if you're doing your Lego. It's all right if it's theirs, because if they lose bits and pieces, that's up to them, isn't it? You don't want a child losing that piece of Lego. Oh, where's this piece of Lego? Although, if you've got any bits missing, you just ring them up and they send them to you in the post. Very good like that, Lego. They don't argue. Oh, I'm missing 2 red bricks. They just come in the post. Cooking's about timing. Yes, it certainly is. Hello to Vecthelion. Morning to you. 14 to 28 days for the potatoes. Is that for them to come up there? Is that what it is? Let's just scroll down a little bit here. We're missing out some people there. We are. Where are we now? Claire. Claire is going to plant a sprouting potato today in my garden. There you go. Anyone know how long it takes to go? 14 to 28 days. I've done those, Claire. Very easy to grow. Very easy. The difficult, it's not really difficult. It just takes a bit of a, if you do them in a pot at the bottom, so they come through, then you put earth over. They come, put them in the pot, put a bit of earth over. As it comes up, you put more earth on. Comes up a bit more, put more earth on. I think you do that 3 times, and then you just leave them after that. And you will have a pot, large pot, full of potatoes. They are really easy to grow. If you've got a garden, then I think you put them in, and then you have to build up the earth over them, which is a little bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. Pain in the bum, sorry. Pain in the bum to do that. You have to. If you go into potato fields, you see them like that. But then a while later, I don't know what the growing time for potatoes is. Perhaps Vecthelia Lion will be able to advise us on that. When do you start digging them up? And be careful when you dig them up, because you don't want to put the fork into the potato, Be a bit careful with them. The only thing is you need to get them, if you're going to grow something else in the garden, make sure you get them all out, okay? Because otherwise they keep coming back up. And I had this issue in my garden because I grew potatoes in a certain area, and then I've dug them all up there. For years after that, potatoes kept coming up because I hadn't got them all out. There you go. My sister does adults colouring books. Okay, thank you very much. Where's Claire? Claire's going to dig up her crop in a few weeks. Are you excited, Claire? I'm tempted to do that now. The trouble is I don't have a full south-facing garden here, so they don't get the sun for as long. But certainly at the front of my caravan, where obviously I can't go at the moment, I've got some big tubs there. Actually, that my sister and her husband gave me because I wasn't using them anymore. And you just put your potatoes in there, and wonderful. That's south-facing. That wouldn't take long at all there. Beautiful. Your own potatoes that you've grown yourself. And you don't need to go out and buy those seed potatoes. Certainly not. No. If you've got potatoes that are in a plastic bag that you bought from the supermarket, just plant those. That's it. Fine. Don't need to go out and spend money. Because some of those seed potatoes are quite big. Dear, aren't they? Get them from the garden centre or order them online. You can order them online. And then you put them in and... Oh, it's just wonderful making your own food like that. I tell you what else is really, really easy. Runner beans. My God. Runner beans, dear. I had those out in the garden down there as well. On the big sticks and what have you. So many of them. So many. I was giving them away to the neighbours in the end. You get so many runner beans on a plant. Peas. I didn't have any luck with peas. You seem to get, I don't know if this is just how it is, but I seem to get very few pods of peas on the plants, and they're all over the place. So it's difficult to train up these sticks. The runner beans, very easy to grow runner beans. But I mucked up a little bit with those because I chopped them up and I thought, well, what do I do with these? I'll freeze them. So I literally took them off the plants, washed them and froze them. No, you've got to cook them first and then freeze them. And then you've got to take out that bit of string. So that didn't quite work out for me. I had bags of these things, bags of them, dear. Runner beans, very, very easy to grow as well there. And tomatoes. Tomatoes, again, very easy to grow from seeds. Yeah, packet of seeds, grow loads of tomato plants. Easy. Unfortunately, I can't do them in this garden because I got tomato blight once. And once you've had that, then I did them the second year. Same thing happened. Looked it up on the internet. Once you've had tomato blight, you can't really grow them in that area of the garden for several years because it's there. You've got it in the ground. And I don't have a massive garden, so I can't really... Well, it's not much space, many places I could do them in the garden because if it had blight in that little corner there, and the garden's not that big anyway, there's nowhere else to do them, you know. I suppose I could try them out the front, but, you know. Again, front of the caravan, I mean, I was so stupid last year. I bought all these tomato plants last year. Literally bought them up in Lincolnshire. You might remember I told you this, Claire. Up in Lincolnshire, you drive round these little roads, and outside the front of some of these houses, someone's set up a little table out there, and they've got tomato plants for sale. You know, usually 6 tomato plants for like £2 or something ridiculous like that. And you're going out yourself to these tomato plants, and there's no one there. And there'd be a little saucer or a little tin there, and you put your money in, £2, and off you go. You got 6 tomato plants. Anyway, I did this with tomato plants and cucumbers last year. So I grew them, right, outside the front of my caravan. I just left them. I didn't pick them. So, of course, eventually they went rotten and fell off. Don't know why I did that. I have no idea why I didn't pick them and eat them. But it's just wonderful to be able to grow your own stuff as a hobby. I wonder if it's different being a farmer. I suppose you get fed up with it after a while, wouldn't you? Being a farmer, digging up all these things. Sean makes candles for family. I buy stuff on eBay. Candles, there you go. There's another thing there. Wow, that's good. Making candles. Vecthelion is in Belgium. So good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the show. It's probably your first time here. We do this most mornings, around about sort of 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning we do. Okay. Fran does jigsaws. David, I know churches are closed, but will church grounds be open or will they all be locked up? Have you got someone to visit in a cemetery or something? I would imagine the church grounds... Well, actually, no. I think churches are open. As far as I know, my church down the road in Wokingham, my closest one is in Bracknell. But as far as I know, the last time I checked, the church in Wokingham is open if you go in on your own, but it's not open for masses. Although you're not supposed to leave the house anyway, are you? So, without exercise. So, no, maybe it's probably closed now. I remember when it first started, they were still open. They're probably closed now. I would imagine the church grounds will be closed as well, including cemeteries if there's someone you wanted to visit in there, my love. All right. Claire is very excited. She's got a big pot. She's going to try and do them in the pot. Yes. Yeah, do them in the pot. But as I say, you know, so bit of earth in the bottom, put your potatoes in and just cover them. When the shoots come through, you put a bit more earth in. Then they come through more, you put more earth in. I don't know why you do it like that, rather than cover them completely with earth up to that. But that is how to do it. I'm pretty sure of that one. Okay. Actually, my sister will be able to help you here. She's done them she's done all her own stuff. Her and my brother-in-law. They had a whole, like, not greenhouse. What's those things called? Like plastic rather than glass. You know, those things that you could stand up in. Unfortunately, destroyed one year by snow. They got up one. It was in the middle of winter. They got up one morning, looked out the window, and the snow had come down and just destroyed the plastic greenhouses. Unfortunately, but they rescued some of the plants. And yeah, they walk in and they had potatoes. What else they have? I think she did Brussels sprouts, cabbages, lettuces, radishes. They did loads of stuff in there. And it's just wonderful to put little seeds in the ground. And you've got tomato. Hundreds of them. Wonderful, wonderful. Can't manage without jacket potatoes. I know what you mean. There you go, Vectathlon. Potatoes require wild grain soil that has been reached. Oh, that's quite technical there. 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold, soggy soil is not suitable for seed potatoes. There we are. All right, he's helping you there. Excellent. Rachel placed half a tomato in soil and got more tomatoes there. See? Don't need all these seeds. You just go and plant an item and be done with it. There's a lovely horse, obviously not for eating, but I've got a horse chestnut tree outside the front there. And I grew that. I grew that from horse chestnut, and it's now 8-10 foot high. Hasn't produced any conkers yet. It's a conker tree. But I grew that from a conker. Yeah, and it's very, it makes you feel great when you see something growing like that. Wonderful, wonderful doing stuff like that. Strawberries are easy to grow too. We had enough to avoid buying them last year. Yeah, with strawberries, Fran. With strawberries, I find, apart from growing them, of course, which I've done before. Again, you're quite right, very easy to grow. Strawberries, I found I would buy them from the supermarket and I'll put them in the fridge. I'll have those later. And then later would come up, I'll have them tomorrow. Then tomorrow, I'll have them the day after. And then they're gone. They're gone, you know, they've gone mushy. So I stopped buying strawberries. I kept looking at them. You look at them and say, oh, they look lovely. I think, and I'm not a person to throw away food, but strawberries, I kept throwing them away, so I stopped buying them some time ago. Polytunnel, that's it. That's the plastic thing she's got there. There we are. Shall we do the raffle tickets now, gang? Let's do the raffle tickets. Okay, if you'd like a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle, please speak now. Now, don't forget, we've got a quiz show tonight, gang. Join us for our quiz show this evening. 4 rounds. There's a music round, a picture round, and 2 lots of questions. General knowledge and film and TV bars are the 2 lots of questions today. And as well as the picture round, shall I give you a little clue? Countries. I'm going to give you a clue. All right, countries. That's what we're doing on the quiz tonight for the picture round. Countries. Go and brush up on your geography. There's no prize or anything like that, and you play exactly as you want to play. Because there's no prize, there's no leaderboard, nothing like that. You play as you want to play. If you want to sit there and play the quiz, I'll read the questions. You write the answers down from your head. Do that. If you want to sit there Googling all the answers, you can do that. Asking your Amazon thing, you can do that. It's entirely up to you. Because there's no prize or leaderboard, you are able to cheat. Remember, if you do cheat, it's up to you. You can cheat if you want to. You're not cheating no one other than yourselves because there's no prize. All right? Vectathlon, you add the earth because it needs the temperature to be constant and to be able to grow bigger. That's why. There you go. Thank you very much. Tony King, here we go. 582 for Tony King. Jason Hughes, 583. 584 for Gary Butler, my nephew. Rachel, 585. Shania, 586. Fran, 587. Right, don't forget our new rule, boys and girls. We've got a new rule. You must get your raffle ticket request in if you haven't got them on the live show by 6 o'clock the next morning. All right, my loves? Or in this case, what about when there's a nighttime show? Never thought about that, did we? We stick to the 1 hour thing for the nighttime show. 588. You see, the problem is you're trying to get a show ready, and then suddenly all these emails. You can't do everything. It's not impossible, unless I have staff. Unless I have staff. My brother-in-law's got staff. My sister is staff. Aren't you? Staff, darling. Diane Jeb, 588. Diane Deb, 588. Mandy Davenport, 589. Michael Lawrence, 590. Mick Davenport, 591. Claire, 592. 593 for Colin. Sean Pye, 594. 594 for Simon. Vectis. We got a new DAB station here, Vectis. Release FM? Register FM? I can't remember what it was. It's coming from Bracknell. Looking for people, actually. Simon 596 for... Although, from what I heard, it seems to be mainly music rather than personality, you know. It wouldn't be suitable, perhaps, for me or you. David wants a raffle ticket. Okay. Thank you, David. 596. David Hunt. 596. Michael Pullman, 597. Mari Lowe, 598. You're with us live every time now, aren't you, Mari? Mari used to just watch the recording. Gary Owen, isn't it? 599. Ross Herndon is 600. 601 for my sister. Is that the last one? Last one's for my sister. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now. Okay, if I've missed out your name and you asked for a raffle ticket, please speak now. Sharon. Anyone else? Please speak now if I've missed you out on the raffle ticket rota there. Gavin Bass, thank you. 602 for Gavin. $602 for Gavin. Where is he now? Oh, blooming dog's barking her heads off out there. Right, let's do today's birthdays then, gang. It's birthday time. Just two, I think it's 2 or 3 birthdays day. 3 birthdays day. First, Marcus Fitzsimmons, also known as Simon Marcus Gelling. How comes you got 2 names? I don't get that. Happy birthday to you, my friend. He came up to Leeds with us once when I was DJing up in Leeds. And on the way home, we were quite far away from a petrol station and the light came on. We must have been running on fumes. I had to divert eventually off the M25 and go into Heathrow Airport, where I knew there's a BP petrol station there, and filled up there. But I mean, it was real nail-biting stuff. This would be like 5 o'clock in the morning by the time we got back from Leeds. Literally, we were running on fumes for so long. I don't know how we managed to get there. Happy birthday to Marcus, all right. Jackie Veens, who I work with at British Telecom on the directory inquiry service 142 when it existed then. Happy birthday to you, dear little Jackie, 57 years old today, same age as me. And Susan Green today is 38 years old. So happy birthday to you, boys and girls. Here comes our little birthday video. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday to all those people. And Rachel asked us to mention Stu Arnold as well. Stu Arnold, whose birthday as well it is on this Tuesday, the 7th of April 2020. All right, just a reminder, gang, those raffle tickets, don't forget in future, from today, you can only claim it up to 6 o'clock in the morning. So once we get to 6 o'clock in the morning, cut-off point. No more of these late night blooming, very late raffle requests, because it's very difficult for me doing everything, keeping everything together there. All right, my darlings, have a lovely day. Don't forget, tonight is our quiz night here on United Kingdom Talk. That starts at 8 o'clock. We may well start the show a little bit earlier than that for a little bit of a chat, but the quiz itself starts at 8 o'clock. We've got 4 rounds, 2 lots of questions, a picture round and a music round, and that's tonight, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Please feel free to advertise this. You could use the poster that I've got up on my Facebook wall, facebook.com/Roy Chris Reardon UK. Take that yellow poster on there with advertising the quiz night, stick that on your walls, and let's get some more people involved. All right? Thanks so much for watching and listening. I'll see you again tonight, sometime around or before 8 o'clock. Cheerio.